struggles for the side of Infamous Girls, as well as just a timing situation. Well, they're starting things off on the CT side here. The timing is all on Slay to make something happen. They're the ones that are pressured to get that bomb over onto a site. Infamous Girls, all they really have to do is hold things down and delay until the rest of their squad can come and help out. It looks like it's going to be a heavy A hit, though, to start things off. And blood already drawn as well.
Well, it was looking good in the beginning. Blender Vanessa, good for the opening picks as well. And there are some trades, but again, if you could just hold it down a little bit more, Andrea's the last alive. I don't think Slay knows exactly where she is just yet. She's on the base part of the stairs. Not quite complete information about where the rest of Slay are either. She's going to push up, though. She gets instantly dinged. She's down to 11 HP. The bomb is down as well. She can't even get anywhere near close. Blender's there for the last pick, and that's one round already. The opener for the T side of Slay.
Yeah, I was a little confused as far as it looks like they were just attempting to play a bit of a retake here, or just not enough proper utility was used to delay just because of how quick Slay manages to get themselves onto site. That's a bit concerning, I feel, after everything that we talked about. This is going to be a heavy presence once again over on a site, but look at where Slay is going.
It's these gambles. I feel bad for Infamous. They gamble, and you know, it's a 50-50 chance. You normally get it, but every time we've seen Infamous go for this, it hasn't gone in their favor. Vanessa's gonna go for the plant, and Blender has a fantastic counter rotate, but Andrea actually takes her down instead, has the pre-fire. But inside house, though, Galli's gonna push up. She is stifled off by the Molotov, but she hides in the smoke. She may remain unknown. She's a little antsy, though. She wants to push up. Could be good to find more. She does have the weapon advantage over Kath, I believe, on the other side. She is spotted up by the pre-fire, but not a complete... Oh? Galli doesn't know about Kath. That was a lucky pre-fire, but Kath is able to take advantage of that and move away. Again, just a USPS in her hand. Way too long for the bomb to go down. No chance for the defuse. Confirms finally Kath to go down. And Andrea, 1 of 3 left alive for Infamous Girls. It's going to be incredibly hard to push up. Blender did go down, so the Galil was saved by lower. And now just waiting for those picks to come by. The Modown once again. 2 in a row for Slay.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Again, it was one of those, like you said, it was a gamble, high risk, high reward. Unfortunately, it was all risk, no reward for that situation. This is why gambling is bad, kids. But I digress. This is going to be the buy round now on the side of Infamous. And I'd really like to see a lot more utility coming out from them to start. So I like a lot of this smoke usage, mollies as well, like that are coming out to delay any of those aggressions. But part of it also is just looking like equal utility from the side of Slay to make sure that they're not getting like pushed out. And it's a bit of a default setup here. It's a lot of back and forth fencing.
We didn't get to see much of CT for Infamous Girls on the first map, right? But I like what Infamous Girls are doing here. There's more structure. It feels like the rotates are also well-timed. A lot of it has been so far just a weapon diff, especially in the last round. Asuka's gonna hide away, though. And there we go. Andrea finds the opening pick, and so does Kat. That's super strong. 2 are already down. There's only 2 left alive, though, for the side of Slay. Trapped inside of apartments. There could be a flank potential as well. Looks like that won't be quite the case anymore. Lower company. Oh, waiting to fish up, waiting for anyone to push by. Galli good for 1, however. She's unbelievably lit in the process, and in the entry, she falls. And there we go, another one. No, Vanessa's able to stay alive. She takes out 2, and she nearly clears out B. But there's still 2 more left. It's a gigantic crossfire, and that we go. It's going to be Vanessa to Fallen. Infamous, they get their first round in the entire series.
Let's go. And that was well done. I love that they had the presence of mind. They hear a lot of noises, footsteps over in apartments. Instead of engaging and contesting, they fell back. They didn't have a lot of utility to slow that down. But you got to use your environment to your advantage, right? And that's kind of one of the situations that you have when you're trying to push through as a terrorist over in the apartment side. It is narrow. You can get shot through all of those walls and those windows. And Infamous, they did a really good job as far as just allowing that funnel to push through and just have enough map control through the rest of the parts to make sure that they catch any sort of rotation out, which got rewarded with a map win. Or round win, I mean.
Absolutely. We talked about those gambles too, right? Feels like a gamble for Infamous Girls on A site, and they gambled correctly! And then MC able to find the opening pick. Vanessa strapped away. The retake potential for Infamous Girls, especially in Connector, is true as Vanessa falls. Blender's left out into the open. Stairs above could be a high point of contention, but in reality, Infamous Girls are everywhere. There is... Okay, there we go. Good opening picks to come by. More bodies to fall. That being said, though, these are individual 1v1s. Blender's the last one alive. She was out in the open once again. Andrea falls, and Kath is there for the trade. This looks like a completely different Infamous Girls.
We love to see it. They've now beaten their prior record against Slay, managing to get 2 rounds on the board this time around for the one that they had the last time. So this is very good for them. We're looking at a very poor economy on the side of Slay right now. They're forced to save. They have 1 smoke, 1 flash, and nothing but pistols in their hand. It's going to be a heavy apartment push. And Andrea has already spotted that out. We'll make that call, and look at that nice crossfire setup too.
Oh man, look at the UI. Every part of HP just went down in unison. Hiding behind the half wall. Andrea can't quite find much impact, but it's okay. She doesn't need to. 3 now for the side of Infamous Girls. And sure, that was an eco round for Slay, but the tempo was fast. They rushed into apartments and nearly found impact.
This is going to be the big test right now. Once again, economy pretty balanced out. Rifles are balanced out for both sides. Utility, we're seeing a bit of a favor for certain utility for one side over the other, like no HEs to the name of Slay this time around, which I don't mind this. Smokes definitely are a lot more valuable. Flashes more valuable as you're trying to entry. I like the HE buys on the side of Infamous just because it's so good. Oh, Hippie!
Hippie! Oh, leaving us speechless real quick. Looking good so far. A lot of great positions held by Infamous. Andrea, though, still at the top of apartment. She's the last alive. The adjustments made by Slay to play towards mid, we haven't seen that yet at all. And Andrea here, she does have the lead along with the rest of Infamous Girls. I don't mind this being a save, Sajidine. Especially in a 1v5 like this. Holding on to that weaponry, keeping the eco alive. I don't think that's a bad call at all.
I don't think so either. If there's any sort of attempt to contest here, I would not condone it. If anything, if I was Slay, I would probably be trying to hunt her down, which it looks like they are trying to do, and she's even going to run into Galley here.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So much for the eco.
Well, that was, like I said, that was an important round, right? That was the power balance swinging to the side of Slay, which I think I'm a little concerned with the way Infamous were playing that. They are on the CT side. The pressure should be on Slay to make some moves there, but we saw a lot of early pickoffs, a lot of perhaps too aggressive a positioning for the side of Infamous. If no one is there to trade, you shouldn't be peeking it, so they have to be very careful about that.
And we're seeing those aggressive first peeks again from Infamous Girls, right? I mean, it's Andrea who's trying to bait out those footsteps, trying to goad the rest of Slay into their spiderweb. Galley's up above, though. Any sort of rotate potential, especially from lower, could result in a really lethal play. Oscar's going to push up a little bit more, but at the same time, Galley does the same. At least one's been spotted out, though, but again, work takes down Galley, and the trades, and trades on trades. Fell back and forth again. Sippy points out another. It's a double kill for her. And again, you're completely right, Sajidine. We're seeing a lot of these first contacts come from Infamous Girls peeking, rather than the pressure should be amounting from Slay's side. And it feels like deja vu.
Yeah, right now, you kind of have to ask, like these ego peaks that's been happening, if you're not winning it, there needs to be some sort of adjustment. They need to, if we're looking at and want to revisit like how Slay played their CT side when we were on Inferno, for the most part, everybody just held their ground. It was only really Vanessa making any contact. Blender when she had the op. but still playing in well enough positions to be able to safely fall back and reset. That is what was happening with Slay. And Infamous, they're putting themselves in these positions right now that makes it very, very hard for them to make contact and then safely fall back if they're not initially getting those pickoffs. So that is definitely something that they need to be concerned about. And see, like, there was no point in a situation that's a dry peak that we saw happening on the side of Infamous that it should not be happening, because one, where is anybody that position, that spot should be also be able to be watched over on A site from someone from Infamous. And if we're going to be putting ourselves in that position, that's actually a decent enough crossfire setup for the side of Infamous to possibly do. We just didn't see it at that time. So, pretty rough.
Infamous girls, they found their round conversions, waiting for that full push from Slay from both B and Apartments and A on Palace, right? But when it came to mid and the huge push towards Slay, that's where we really saw that aggressive contact from Infamous girls.
Yeah.
So the unconfidence is coming back once again. But now this is much more traditional B play from Slay. It should be preparation from Infamous girls for this push-up. Gloop doesn't care, though, about what kind of preparations you have with a double kill like that. And everybody gets mowed down on Infamous girls. Andrea's the last alive again. 3 rounds in a row of it. And she may be forced to go for the save again.
Oh, that was rough. I mean, that was a very poor utility buy on the side of Infamous, and it absolutely got punished. They had no way to stall that sort of aggression from the side of Slay. To freely be able to walk into sitelit the way they did, nothing against smokes. There was no HEs or mollies that could stall, and absolutely punishing for the side of Infamous there. And this is going to be a force with that one hero rifle on Andrea if she can even stay alive as they're trying to hunt her down once again.
It really feels like it's coming down to the utility difference between two teams. Slay, they make that entry with the utility and they play around the smoke so effectively. But Infamous girls, I feel like I can count on my hand how many times we've seen really effective and impactful utility being placed down.
Yeah, this is potentially, hopefully, a pivot now. We're seeing the proper utilities coming out. We're seeing the rifles coming out on the side of Infamous. They just cannot lose their lives so early to start here. And perhaps maybe this is not a map they're so comfortable with as far as knowing like what lineups that they need to do. Because again, this is a free walk-up just onto Cat with nobody to contest. That is very concerning.
And this is Slay's map pick as well. HE does go down, though. Tries to clear out space towards the back. Andrea's worse for wear, though, because of that utility trade. She's forced in a corner. She was spotted out in the process. She's good to find one in the beginning, though. In MC, she's going to scroll her way up, but she gets thrown down under. It's going to be Blender for 1. It's a trade, however. 2v2. This isn't impossible for Infamous girls to bring back. Kath, though, is going to push up. Maybe likely to make first contact here. She does have 100 HP. It's Andrea who's worse for wear. Though the positions from Slay are relatively unknown for Infamous girls' side, they have to be somewhere nearby on A, right? But actually, they're rotating far away. They're playing for the long lines of sight. Kath is going to push here and try to attempt to defuse. It's Blender to find one. Andrea falls, and so does Kath. The double peek comes by. Those long lines of sight come out really handy for Slay.
Oh, it really does, and it's so unfortunate. This is going to be another poor economy round for the side of Infamous, and there needs to be something that they need to make adjustments for, either having a sort of crossfire over onto B site by allowing their utility to at least have this stall over here. We're seeing a heavy play on A, though. It's going to be... This is the battlegrounds that they're choosing to do. Hey, they're 50-50 finally paid out.
Right? Woo, good. Now, Infamous girls, if they can take advantage of that 50-50 going in their favor, Sagittine, they push up on CT. It is an eco, but
yeah,
I mean, you don't have the advantage there. You hold those positions, right? It's Gloop with an AK. There's only 2 left alive, and Andrea now left alive deep in the palace, tries to find one, tries to steal the AK away, but Gloop is having a field day.
This is the strength of the where experience sort of comes in, right? I can understand the call to start. This is a save round. It's our eco. Let's all 5-stack over on A and hard push them, which they did. They just I've said this already, like that's fine to hard push through the mollies if you have to. But we saw Slay fall back during the initial contact when they put those the mollies down. When that happens, that needs to be called they fell back, we fall back too. You reset. It's the pressure's on Slay to make something happen. They already had that red. They're ones to force to adjust it.
This time we didn't see Infamous Girls push up at all. However, lower the offer. The first time we're seeing an offer Infamous Girls, no less, too. Struggling to find impact here in the middle of A. She does fall at the end by the hands of another op. Last alive's Asuka, though. Trying to rotate around. Bomb has yet to be planted, but as I say, that it should be relatively soon in the process. Though it hasn't gone down yet, it's only now being planted. Asuka can play off that timing a little bit more. She attempts to pre-fire through the smoke, reveals her position, but tries to create space with the HE. That being said, though, it is a double contact, not only from Galley on the top of boxes, but also Vanessa can be good for the swing. There's also the first contact being made near Sniper's Nest, and Blender with the up in hand. Make sure to shot that down right quick.
So you talked about and pointed out that Infamous were playing further back. They weren't pushing. I definitely saw that. The other thing that I did see, though, is a few of them died with pretty much either full or a lot of utility still on hand. And that should not happen, especially when you're CT. There needs to be some sort of communication and staggering as far as getting smokes or HEs or mollies to start things off so that, again, Slay cannot have a free walk-on onto these sites that they constantly do. The only time that's okay is on apartments because it's such a funnel. We're seeing it again here.
Absolutely. The HE good to create some space again. Galley's actually hit by their own HC, but that's okay. She's good for the double kill. Makes up for it all the less. Last alive now is lower. Only with a deagle. Could be good to make some impact, maybe find some eco damage against Slay. She does find the opening shot against Blue, but she returns back with a headshot. With an AK, there's nothing you can do against that. These fast rounds from Slay are pressuring Infamous Girls so much, it's incredibly hard for them to find that impact. And like you said, Sajidine, without any real util from Infamous Girls' side, it's hard to slow it down.
Yeah, and I'm a little curious, and I think perhaps this might just be remiss of what you brought up at the start is there's no clear defined roles on the side of Infamous yet, where everybody wants to be a fragger, it feels like, or like everybody wants to get those rifle kills. But then people are dying with their utility on hand. You're dying with like the mollies and the smoke still on hand. For what reason? When you're on CT side, you need to be making those stalls. Those need to be flying and coming out on the map. We're seeing 1 smoke, 2, 3 flashes. Okay. But look at how much more utility usage Slay already had when they're on the T.
Absolutely, and Asuka had full util as well, and she goes down. Galley again taking advantage of mid. This mid push has worked flawlessly for Slay. Every single round has been brought out. Andrea, though, a great anchor for B. Good for 1, but she's traded out just in time for MC to push up and try to take the reins. Denies the plan. That's strong. Half-wall's been identified. Sippy also the fall as well. This delayed rotation from Infamous Girls I have been a big fan of. As long as Kath can find the double kill here. She's the last one alive. That bomb has not gone down yet. She has to go for the wide or even the short swing. She has to contest with the op. She has a relative idea where the op is located, but not a definitive idea. She makes first contact, but that's the last contact as Vanessa takes her down.
That was unfortunate. But like you said, the retake position was not the best, but could have been worse, I suppose, and they did manage to take 3 out of the 5 down over on Slay. Now, for the side of Infamous, this looks like a bit of a force here, right? We're seeing the FAMAS coming out, and utility is okay at best. Not a lot being used just yet. Okay, there's some contact finally flying out over on A site, but this is where Slay has been crazy as well. We've seen this in the prior map. Gloop already just pushed through that smoke because there's not a lot else to do to stall them. Smokes, yeah, they remove line of sight, but they don't hurt. Oh, and she gets the kill too.
2 for Gloop. And I was going to say, this is a really unusual round for Slay as well. They've stalled themselves out because of the utility being in play. It makes sense, though. Double up was in hand, and Pippi, Slippy, and Blender, well, they do what they do best. Gonna leave Andrea again. The backbone of the team. It crumples, though, and, well, Pippi, Slippy takes her down. 11-3. This was such a good early half for Infamous Girls, but it feels like just the mid-side staging has been completely uncontested.
Yeah, we're seeing Slay do a lot of utility use for mid. Like we've seen flashes flying out and smokes coming out. Like we're seeing like the initial smoke from Slay. Like they know their lineups. Whereas it almost feels like I think on the side of Infamous, they're waiting for some sort of contact first before using any of their utility. Oh, again, see, they're just dying with it on hand. It feels bad.
We only have 2 left alive now for Infamous Girls. 2 FAMASes as well. Is there a plural for FAMAS? FAMAI?
FAMASes? FAMASes?
FAMAS squared. Well, the 2 FAMAS squared left alive. Well, make it 1 now. Now we don't need to know what the plural is going to be.
No.
Last one alive now is MC. The Molly's out. Forces one single avenue to push in, and Blender's there to make sure it gets shut down. Great half for Slay.
And maybe a better half when we switch over. We'll find out after this break.
But I'm never coming to my knees. We need a way out. 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 Oh no, 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 no. Never gonna break. 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 They tried to lock me in. They tried to lock me down. But I ain't never giving up. I ain't never giving up. I ain't never giving up. I ain't never giving up.
I'm no immortal, but my fire will never die. They take me for a fool, I'm taken for a ride. The more my feet are battered, the more I'm taken down. The more they think I'm innocent, I'm fighting from the ground. 'Cause I can take this pain, it's changing me. I will rise up to the moment and I won't stay the same. There's my big like a flame. I'm coming to drain. I'm coming your
Well, I hope you got your water because we're back to Mirage. Hello, everybody, and we're back with Slay 12-3 against Infamous Girls Sajidine.
Wow. Infamous are now have definitely like bettered their record against Slay. It was 16-1. The last time that they met in these group stages, it is now 12-3. There's definitely still plenty of room, plenty of time to make things better. So, Keg, we talked about this in the prior map, and I'm hoping to see it this time around as this is going to be a fast push here. It has to just be a commit. Have fun. Oh, they're going to walk. Okay, that's fine. Not the worst.
Tempo's already there, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's look at how Slay is playing this, though. Again, every time, I feel like Slay just has a read on where the 50-50s of Infamous Girls are going to be.
Dowie's gonna hide away. Pippi Slippy on half wall as well. She makes first contact, but it's Galli and Sippy as a dynamic duo once again, angering B-side no matter which map. They're good at shutting down the entirety of the push. Blender does come in and find a little bit of impact as well. And before I can even finish talking, the entry's completely gone, and so is the round. Infamous Girls, they don't win it out just yet, but Slay, they do find themselves at 13.
They do, and this is a very similar gun buy that we're seeing for Slay as far as like what is a preview to come. Blender on a sniper, a light sniper this time around on the hands of the scout. We're seeing the FAMAS MP9, so it's gonna be scary. Meanwhile, on the side of Infamous, nothing but pistols once again.
These pistols are scary.
It definitely can be. You can't ever underestimate it. And I would say that since this is going to be a bit of a lighter buy still on Slay, even though they did already buy for Infamous, they do still have 5 players, right? Then anything can still be done here if they can just brute force their way through a site. But Pippi has been an insane turret of sorts anchoring this down, so...
Yeah, really plays into those roles we talked about for Slay, and well, they're putting it true to their name as well. The Slay comes down, Pippi and Galli again. Batman, Robin, whatever you want to call them, fantastic work. Taking out everybody who jumps out from apartments. There's only one left alive in its cast. Not for much longer, though. 14-3. Coming very close to the series point.
I don't even think they can be a Batman and Robin just because I don't feel like there's any actual sidekick. They hold down that site just so evenly. Maybe like a Ivy and Harley situation happening over there. Both of
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Right?
Yes.
Right? There we go. I love it. And you're right. This is such a good call out is that they know their roles. And these two constantly together, that is... Hey, Infamous draw first blood over in Palace. That is Vanessa being aggressive and gets punished for that.
Yeah, and we don't see aggression too often from Slay's CT push either. It's a rare opportunity in Infamous. They take advantage of it, and they're able to play it in spades. First time so far this half we've seen the disadvantage of numbers go in Slay's, well, I guess not their favor. Infamous Girls, they have to play it slow. They need to relish in this opportunity and shut down anything possible. Now, Blender does have that scout angle from the top of Palace. She's good for one, though. She rotates the connector, completely blind. Stowe finds the shot. That being said, though, lower to fall, even 4v4, a minute left on the clock. Still plenty of time to push any which way. Gloop is pressured, though, and she's able to make the most of it here. Pippi, though, off screen, good for another. The bodies are melting away. All that's left is MC, and not for much longer either. Gloop is good for 3 that round, and it's series point.
Definitely series point, and economy a little bit worse for wear here on the side of Infamous for their last stand, coming into what is looking like a heavy buy for Slay, and that's gonna be a tough one. Even on MP9 on the side of Pippi, so it looks like we're seeing like Nest once again being smoked out, some utility usage being used over at mid, while the rest of Infamous looks like they're gonna try and walk through those apartments, perhaps congest through mid. I'm liking like this utility usage on the side of Slay here. That's what I wish I saw from the side of Infamous. Just look at how much is going down mid. So much like pockets being created by them.
Oh no. Starts off with a team kill. Collapsed upon in mid. It seems like Infamous Girls want to employ almost the same strategy of pushing mid like Slay did to adapt around Infamous Girls CT. There's only one left alive now. It's down to Asuka. She's on that apartment entry once again. She makes that drop. It could be her last in this series. She tries to go for it. She gets that bomb open. She jumps. She peeks. She can't find the shots. And it's 16-3 for the side of Slay. Fantastic work again. And it looks like, though, Infamous Girls, I predicted wrong. 0-5 for the groups.
You had your heart in the right place. It's definitely possible, and I would really hope that for the side of Infamous, when they do their replay VOD reviews like later on,